I'm Lone, and welcome back to Tiny Bunny. Yay, we get to go back to grade school. Super. Wee! I could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness crept along the window, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space, like a lonely, lost spaceship. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around a notice board. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer to take a look at something everyone was interested in through the wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it, glued to the left of the notice board. What do we got? Oh, it's Vova. Yeah, Vova. Okay. Vova, 10 years of age, grade 4, left his home January 5th around 1600, never returned. He was last seen at a bridge over the Siberian River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood, black wool cap and a scarf, mittens with green stripes we already know about. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. Interesting. Child missing. Vova, that was his name. 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with a black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? No, because this was taken before he got lost. So no, you're overthinking it, Anton. A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of a lost boy pierced through my soul, as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window and took a seat on the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of the school toilets, children's voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I turned my head towards them, trying to get a better look at their features. But then my attention was stolen back by loud clicking sounds. A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. A girl was trailing her every step. Oh, she looks evil as fuck. This one, yeah, she was also looking pompous. Not to judge a book by its cover, but judged. Stomping along the way and whispering some secrets in her friend's ear. She was probably the class rep, since she was carrying an attendance register book. Ekaterina, take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door, and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. Bully! Probably. His face was full of blisters. He looked like the inside of a pomegranate. A bad feeling rose up, the hair on the back of my head. Yeah, if he fucks with us, we're gonna punch him. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I do not abide bullies. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. The girl, who was smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd, and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron! The boy flew head first, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in. The corridor stood empty, except for these two delinquents. Look at them. What are you guys up to? About to start a fire or something? Commit arson? They look shady as fuck. Okay, they're gone. I wanted to grow roots and stay at the windowsill. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in a black ocean. Maybe I can still run away, go outside, dissolve into the dark. I imagine myself running through the snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. The ringer's trill bell blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort. Then I took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. The prim teacher looked me over, the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. The snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled. but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. Your last name? That's Petrov? Huh? What are you mumbling there? Say it clearly. It's Petrov. Huh, you're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare, as if trying to see if I was lying. Why would I lie about going to a classroom? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I lie? Who cares? I wanted to sink through the floor. Her face observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. Are you sure? I don't have you in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking, and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white. They told me to come to classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna. Lilia Pavlovna in class 6C? Apparently, everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of a joke because they were all laughing. What's wrong with this school? The classroom fell silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion. Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh, we've had the same thing happen so many times. Wait here, I'll be back. After I have a little chat with them. Oh great, we're at the front of the class now. Nowhere to sit. Jesus. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Grab that protractor triangle thing. Just in case. You gotta stab motherfucker. I looked like a convict in front of a firing squad. I lowered my gaze from all around the classroom directed at me. They prickled my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind, soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind at my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter ran through the classroom. Wipe the board! It was easy to guess who the main prankster was here. Hey, Four Eyes! Are you not blind, but also deaf? I said, wipe the board. My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. I was trembling from head to toe. I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be. All right, nice. And what should I do with you now? Where will you sit? Oh, well, you can sit with Semyon, I guess. He's alone anyway. No way! Oh, the fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratching his belly and smirked. Are you back to your old tricks? Should I call your grandma here again? The classroom went silent. And what is she gonna do? I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't. Put away your backpack, now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I needed to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me. I can sit in the last row. I think there's a free seat. The teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me and then Semyon and then back at me. Fine, go there for now. And you, Babrubin, I'll have a talk with you later. Come to me after class. You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Semyon forced a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tips of his nose, ripe for the taking. Gross! Don't say that. I mean, I had pimples in grade school too. They cleared up by like 8th grade. But yeah, it sucks. But fuck that guy. Nasty. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seat and the class was ready to start. Now that this is settled, let's start class. Today's theme is Traditions of Russian and International Literature in Zhunchenko's Don't Lie. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. Nope, dude, I swear to God, if he even so much as fucks with us, we're gonna punch him. Mm-hmm. I don't abide bullies. Got my eyes on you, said his watery look. Whoosh. I mean, he probably has really bad shit going on at home, too. Ew, gross. After just a couple of periods, I already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in my notebook. What a fucker, dude. Life's already hard enough without bullying people. Just make friends instead. You'll be a happier person. Then at the cafeteria, the Simeon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. Which is like a fermented fruit drink or something, right? Oh, it's a dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruit and berries. Yeah. Okay. And then he flailed his hands around after exiting the toilet so some of the liquid on his hands would get on me. You know he wasn't washing his hands and he just pissed all over himself. Gross. Just before the final period today, Simeon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. Oh God, no. Hands, Anton. You should have just fell to the floor, not break your fall with what's-her-name's chest. They made way, cursing. But I couldn't hold my balance. I ended up ramming my face into the girl I took for class rep before, right in her chest. Ow! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips. Will you look at him? Groping me in front of everyone. I'll tell my mom. They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes. Yeah, she's in it with Simeon, probably. As if she was a child who was about to put a lit match to a kaffir beetle. I didn't mean to. He pushed me. Well, I saw all that, you know. No blind amongst us. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simeon's laughter cooled my head. I pushed you? Are you sure? He swaggered up to me, enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth. Gross. And then pushed me to the ground. Nope, I'm gonna punch you, dude. Serious? Fucking serious? Like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me, as if saying, come on, hit me. Let's see you try. Hit. Yep, fight back. No save. Fight back. Listen, you. My throat went dry. My lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. Simeon wore a mocking smile. Go on, Four Eyes. Why'd you stop? We're all waiting. If you ever touch me again... Simeon slowly stuck out one finger and poked my forehead. I did. So what? If you ever do it again... Here. Oh, once more. And again. And again. And again. He was poking me with his finger so hard my head tilted backwards. I must not cry, or I'll be done for. What will a wimp like you do to me? My vision went blurry. My soles tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Simeon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule?
Stop it.
I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies. Lilia Pavlovna! Petra just hit Bob Rubin! Simeon's cheeks grew even redder, and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. Stop it! That's unnecessary details. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed amongst his comrades. He got really close to me. The smell of rotted teeth washed over me. You are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle of boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumps of my heart and guessing where his fists will go. The solar plexus, the jaw, the nose. But he just turned around and walked off. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped up in my head. I'm gonna get killed today. I was late to leave school after class on purpose. Simeon hadn't attended last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze and scary electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving school, laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Semyon was nowhere to be found in the front yard or near the school gate. I didn't really believe I was so lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap with an American condor on its head. The sound of running water was coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remember the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. Oh God, he's evil now. I remember his smile, looking at me. The fact that he's most likely already dead. Hello? I shuddered and turned around. At first, my eyes stumbled upon a black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. Ah, those eyes. That looks like it looks like Alyssa. Alyssa? I think her name was Alyssa. I can't remember. Yeah, you like cover her face up? Those eyes look exactly the same. It might be her. I don't know though. It could be all in his head too. Not this part, but the fox part. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. And I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it feels nice to just look at something pretty. The spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in a crowd that laughs at Simone's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all of the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking out the window, drawing something in her green notebook. Hello? I turned red and pretended I was studying a pattern on the wooden floor. Oh, it was cool the way you hit him. It was just an accident. Well, almost. I started shoving books into my backpack to at least put something in my hands. Semyon wasn't like that before. He also transferred here just recently. His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Huh, that's interesting. So he wasn't really a bully before? So it's a recent development. Even the upperclassmen fear Semyon. Did you know that? But you're different. You're brave. I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me, brave. A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes. Do you live over the river? In that wooden house? Yeah, I do. Must be scary living there. And you also have to cross the forest? I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered from the mention of the forest. I thought the intertwining branches of the snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold amongst the crooked trees. So I straight up lied. It's not that scary. What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause, as if brushing off a daydream. Well, actually, no, never mind. My name's Paulina, by the way. Anton. I already know that. Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue. What are you doing after school? I gotta meet up with Elisa, actually. I have plans. By the hanged man, whichever that means. My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Nothing much. No, you already have plans, man. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Elisa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes in the slits of her mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. Those eyes are exactly the same as Paulina's. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out eventually, hopefully. What if the fox girl is waiting for me after school? Or was it another one of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace. I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free. My grandpa hired me a private tutor. Our music teacher is a violinist, but he doesn't have anyone to teach here except for me. She waved her hand free in the air, imitating the movement of a bow and violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Alyssa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen by an unusual sensation. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. It felt like I was very small and the feelings were immense and they couldn't fit inside of me. They said that there's a serial killer on the loose in the village. Normally Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. Oh no. Is she gonna go missing if I say no? I snuck a glance at Vova's photo. His eyeballs were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick, just like the portrait on the gravestone. I mean, I'm not a coward. It's just, I think I'll be safer with you. Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally, everything I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamed about that was seeping into my life, a mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel? Jesus Christ. Thinking of Simeon instantly sobered me up, returning me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like the deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Paulina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. And him knocking me out won't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Paulina will see all of that. And she'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful state. I doubt I'll be able to do that today. You know, Simon is waiting for me outside. I need to deal with him one-on-one, like a man. Nonsense. Paulina brushed off some hair from her forehead, and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. I remembered the summer evening at the country house. I'm not going to trust her either. She's probably mean just like all the other kids. Fuck them. The fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over the fence of our neighbor's house, and the soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting on a hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could I have foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the cackle of coals, in our parents' laughs, in the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile the world was? Do you really think that savage will give you a fair fight? He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Paulina suddenly flashed a devious smile. But if we're together, they'll be put off. I'm not only the first violin in this village, I'm also a girl. I've heard from a delinquent I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around. Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. A delinquent you know? I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? More handsome? I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked much more alluring. Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. A minor, E minor, change. We're all waiting for change. Soy's song echoed through my thoughts and my desires to change something. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more. Yeah, I don't, sadly. That's a pity. Oh well, I'll be going. Bye. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school's hallways. Yeah, bye. I wasn't sure if Paulina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Simon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Paulina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, She may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. And even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispering about running away from the killers, lurking in the woods at night, Paulina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised that she would help me look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. Where is he getting this reward from? Was there a reward for finding Vova? I can't recall. I imagine my sister happy, like those girls who get prizes from Supernov in the finest hour. She'll be dancing with the famous singers. Maybe a new popular boy band like Ivanushka's International. Mom and Dad hugging at the Austin Kino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Oh, Alyssa or Paulina? Fuck. I'm gonna save. I want to go with Alyssa, honestly. Is there stuff we can interact with? Oh yeah, a couple of things. An abandoned zinc bucket with a rag at the bottom of it, filled to the brim with murky tap water. Is this like important at all? I don't think so. Oh, it's just stuff. Yeah, just stuff. Okay. Oh god, I don't know. We have a save. We could be boring, boring, and go with Paulina. That's so much more interesting going with Alyssa because I want to know what she's all about. I'll go with Alyssa. After closing my backpack, I ran down the stairs. It's probably a mistake going with her too. She's like trying to lure us into the forest. But now that we know that they're actually two separate people, we go forward with that information. Possibly. And again, we have a save. If we don't like it, we can always reload. I scan my surroundings through the window of the main hall. I can't like wait around for her whole music class to be done with like a little puppy. Nobody suspicious in sight. The school doors creaked. The sound was similar to the music from a thriller, a high note that comes before an intense scene. I ran around the school corner, trying not to catch anyone's attention. The smell of pastries and burnt sugar wafted from the school cafeteria. I froze when I saw a silhouette on the second floor window. Must be Paulina, guiding a bow on a violin string, with her head slightly tilted to the side. I wish I could hear the melody she played, but Paulina was only a dark outline in the window's yellow sheet. I dragged my feet forward. So the hanged man? Oh, there it is right there. Yeah, I see it already. The net on the football goal in the yard fluttered in the wind. What is up with that smoking dude too? The same wind that hurled small white whirlwinds through the field. Somewhere nearby, an invisible tractor was humming, scaring away a crowd of cawing birds. The hum of its engine sounded like the howls of hungry beasts that chased me through the snow desert. Alyssa and her scary mask also came to mind. Right now, in the light of day, it was really hard to believe that she was real. What did she say back then? At the backyard near the hanged man. What did she mean by that? Right there, yeah. But we can look at, I want to look at this guy real quick. This guy. the loud coughing guy. Excuse me? The silhouette turned around the corner and walked deeper into the dead end, leaving cigarette smoke in its wake. Or his wake. It was an adult. A teacher, maybe? Huh, that's weird. A forest squirrel chomping on sunflower seeds. Someone from the school is probably feeding her. Interesting. Huh, sunflower seeds, you say? Simeon? Maybe. Feeding the squirrel. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. I mean, bullies are people too. So, what else do we got? This? Used syringe amongst the cigarette butts? Jesus Christ. Okay. I hope nobody, I mean, there's syringes all, I take a walk outside, there's syringes all over the place. I hope somebody just needed an insulin shot. Yeah, usually diabetics are, like type 1 diabetics are more responsible about their dirty needles. I certainly am. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I certainly am, but I don't use insulin syringes though. I use pin needles. So, a little bit different than this big honking thing. All right, hanged man. I looked at the wall. There was a hanged man drawn under the blanket line of resin. Someone played the hangman here. Something was scribbled on both sides of the man: escape, fear, and truth. Come closer, sweetheart. It took me a while to realize where the sound was coming from. My eyes strolled through the cul-de-sac at the school backyard, through the windows and snow. Examine? One of the snow piles started trembling like a volcano before it erupts. Ah, Jesus! Give me your heart. There she is. In the blink of an eye, the white crust crumbled and a fox jumped out at me. She made a gracious bow, enjoying the effect her appearance had on me. A sliver of snow stained her coat. I can't even imagine that thinking about girls with tails can be this. I don't know what to compare it to. Something infectious? Toxically sweet? Furry confirmed. Oh, and Tosha. Fight back, or your heart is in my bag. She giggled so enthusiastically that it forced me to smile. Oh, come on. I quickly rolled a ball of snow and threw it at Alyssa. She tried to dodge, but it was too late. I hit her shoulder. Ah, you insolent boy. Yeah, that's me. The fox slowly backed down, trying to arm herself. You are sly, but I'm a fox. I think outside of the box. Her retribution was swift. A snowball arched its way above the snowy yard, and the ravens flying in the air. I wanted to duck, but slipped and fell to my knees. And while I was getting up, I caught a huge chunk of white snow in my face. It burned up from the cold. Ow. I swore loudly from immense disappointment. Bliot! Bliot! Using the words I heard in Sector Gaza's songs from a cassette that I hid from my parents. Bliot! If Dad heard this, he would definitely have given me a good whipping. He had very low tolerance towards obscene words and always communicated in clean Russian. Oh, come on. It can't hurt that much. She brushed off my hood as if to show compassion, took me by the elbow, and helped me get up. With care uncharacteristic for a child, she took my glasses, blew away the snowflakes that were stuck to them, and handed them back to me. Now then, we're even, Tosha. Only people who were close to me called me that. And I haven't even seen her real face. I don't even know her last name. What class she was. You don't even know her first name. You just gave her a name. And what class she was from. And if she had a real tail under her coat. Want to get ahead? We're going off to look for Vova, remember? Oh, we better hurry before my parents start looking for me. The fox let out a lazy yawn. Oh, parents. Don't be so boring. Let's go play for a bit. You're always bored at home anyway. And how do you know that? It's not even a secret. It's always way too boring being locked in a house full of adults. I get all jittery from both houses and parents, see? Her furry fox brow started twitching. Jesus, how? I fake laughed in reply, unsure whether being able to move parts of her mask like that was genuinely funny or not. No, it's not. It's concerning. Come on, Tosha. Don't be scared. I can see you want to play. And if you win... The fox girl got dangerously close to me, stood on her tiptoes, almost touching my face with her rough little nose. Playful fires danced deep in her eyes. She smelled nice, like berries and saccharine. Is this the smell of independence and true freedom? I mean, the kind where all you have to do in your life is run wild and eat sweets. Her whispers poured into my ear like scalding hot water. If you win, I'll be your guide. Believe me, I have lots of things to show you. We'll surely find your Vova, for one. I felt as if a giant invisible spring bent inside me. My tummy hurt, but the sensation was somehow not exactly unpleasant. It was so weird. I had just had a conversation with Paulina, and now Alyssa was going to drag me along with her. And what if I lose? I'll claw out your soul, softy. Come on, let's go. She burst out laughing, whipping the hem of her coat, and ran towards the road we used to come from school in the morning. Her promise, that sounded almost like a threat, hypnotized me. I bent down and scooped up some snow. I wish I had a device that could tell whether Alyssa was joking or being serious. Or is there always a third option with people like her? People? I don't know if she's a person or not. Between her jokes, her laughter, and her hot breath on my ear, I wanted to win. To punish her for the lightness and freedom she possessed that was clearly too much for an average girl. When I, on the other hand, was possessed, or rather intoxicated by the thirst for adventure, being my curiosity. Just like the time when I ate cherries from Mom's, what is that? Nalvika? What is a Nalvika? Probably not even saying it right. A sweet alcoholic drink of fruit and berries. Okay, cool. It's not a compote. It's a fermented compote. And lied down with my eyes closed while the bed was spinning underneath me. I spat and cleaned my lips. Do you want to play, little sister fox? Well then, let's play. I armed myself with a snowball and chased the fleeting fox girl. This is so much better than hanging out and just watching Paulina play. I think Alyssa a little bit more fun. I saw a familiar street with wooden posts that didn't look scary anymore. They were just logs covered in snow. If I were to shout now, the guard dogs would start barking and their owners would peek out of their windows. Alyssa's small silhouette was mocking me from far away, so it was useless trying to hit her with a snowball for now. Waste of ammunition. Birches, mutilated by the cold, peeked out of view along the cleared road. A giant snow pile towered near one of the trees. This is probably the place where the tractor brought all of the snow from the village. A whole family of foxes would fit in such a pile. No, I thought, she's the only fox around here. She's alone and already too much. Oh, hey, yeah, it's you. My second morning acquaintance was running around near the edge of the forest, a stray dog with a mangy tail. She sniffed around and marked a naked berry bush and ran towards the other ones. Alyssa showed up from under the hill. Zolka! Oh yeah, Zolka was the name of the dog. Follow me, girl. The dog's ears perked up. It barked in agreement and followed her lead. We ran farther and farther, exchanging snowballs, laughing and stumbling. The winter forest towered in front of us, reaching for the low clouds. We were at the edge of its shadow, bony and almost corporeal. The fox hid behind a huge pine, clearly trying to get close to me and shove some snow down my collar. It was a good plan, but Zolka, who was running circles around her, gave her away. I broke off a dry branch and decided to act even trickier. I put my hat on it and peeked it out from one side of the pine. Oh, distraction technique. I'll make her think that that's my head. I bit my lip to stop myself from laughing, and then I jumped out to the other side to perform a point-blank throw. Alyssa probably cracked my plan right away, but still let me win 3-1. I was wounded in the leg. She got shot in the chest and stomach, losing imaginary blood in front of my eyes, pleading for mercy while also choking from laughter. Oh, please, mercy. I'm dying. Okay, I'll let you live. Oh, thank you, O valiant knight. She pretended to bow to me, then grabbed 2 handfuls of snow, like a dying warrior, threw them my way in a last-ditch effort. I dodged her attack easily, laughing uncontrollably and being mad at the same time. I finished her with 2 precise shots. He'll let me live, huh? Learn me how to do it if you're so smart. Oh, shut up, you. You're already dead. When did that stop me? Let's play something more interesting. She dashed behind the trees after blowing snow in my direction. 1, 2, time to play with you. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. I hesitantly moved towards the windfall. 6 on end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. I thought I was a real tail gliding across the bushes. I rushed to the intertwined branches that helped Alyssa to hide, as if something was pulling me up there. I had to move them, tear them off like spider webs. Branches sprang back in my face, but it felt like they were caressing my cheeks, not hitting them. I was sweating, but I still had a lot of stamina left. I'll make sure to catch you, little fox. Alyssa's voice was wandering amongst the windfall. 7, 8, stomp your hooves and wait. Seems like I underestimated you. I thought you were just a boy. Confident that she was behind the dry pine, I rushed to intercept her. But the local acoustics tricked me. Her voice was already echoing from the other side. And you're a bunny. So nimble, so cute. A snowball flew at me from the shadows, whistling near my ear. Yeah, I'll show you a bunny. Oh yeah, do that. Show me. A bright fox fur coat flashed near a rotten stump. I rushed there, jumping over a ravine. Bunny, show yourself. Be brave. Give the beast fresh meat they crave. This furry collar that flashed from every tree was the most important thing in the world for me. My lips started trembling, as if I was a cowboy that was chasing his prey. One jump, and the fox was in my embrace, so smooth and desirable. Fine, you win. She leaned against the scratchy bark and started puffing. Please, let's have a break. You're too fast, too strong, too tasty. Satisfied. Okay, she's using a lot of weird descriptive words. It's making me uncomfortable. I can't tell if she's going to eat me or serve me up to some other force, like a wolf or something. I don't know. Satisfied, I put my hands on my side, waiting for the spoils of war from the defeated girl. But what I got instead was a sly snowball in my smug face. The cunning fox ran away, roaring with laughter, but I wasn't even mad about it. I needed to catch up to Alyssa, to tackle and subdue her, tear off her mask and see everything. Poor little bunny jumps around in the wet pine forest, afraid of getting eaten by the big gray wolf. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Thinking of hot summer, keeping its ears low, sneaking glances at the hidden sky. The sky really did disappear under the trees. I moved, using the barking of Zurka as a guide, since she was closely following her owner, and I was getting closer. And the same trail I imagined back at school blinked under my feet. It turned out that running like there's no tomorrow was so easy. Faster, higher, faster. I felt like there was a well of untapped potential inside me, and I drew from it. My muscles were buzzing, my lungs felt bigger, I felt much stronger overall. Even my vision became sharper. I saw every icy branch, every dent in the bark. Something colorful was lying near the bushes, a piece of clothing, another colorful spot to the right. Alyssa was losing her clothes on the run, like shedding her skin. I also used my teeth to take off my mittens, excited by all that. I'll get naked and feel all the wind to the last drop. Don't do that. This is getting really weird, man. Don't know what this is all about. I'll get naked and feel all the wind to the last drop. Yeah, you give yourself hypothermia before you die. Faster. So he's having like a natural predatory reaction to chasing her, it feels like. Like he's turning into a wild animal. It's kind of interesting. I reached out to take off my hat, to throw away everything that stops me from running wild in this endless forest. The backpack slowed me down, so I threw it into the snow along with the pens that were inside, with all of the notebooks, all of my drawings on the sidelines of dinosaurs for Olya. Olya. Suddenly, a clear picture appeared in my mind. My sister, standing near a window, basking in the dusking sun. Her small childish palms are pressed to the glass, leaving marks where they warmed it up. She could warm up a whole world like that. She's looking at the taiga and saying my name. Tosha. I stopped and took a deep breath and realized how rash and stupid I was, trying to undress in the middle of the forest while chasing a fox. Yeah, it's pretty weird. I returned to get my backpack, as if it was part of my being I dropped. I remember again how my sister didn't like to be left home alone, how she asked me to come home faster. What kind of brother am I? Running in the forest like that, I used to scare my sister with. I'm having fun while she's not even allowed over the doorstep. Sit in your cage, Olya, and watch the same cartoons over and over. Tosha. Yes, Olya? Tosha, where are you? Where are you hopping to, fucker? Olya! Bliat. I don't even know what that means. I know it's a curse word. Where are you hopping to, fucker? Olya, watch your mouth. No cookies for you. Oh no! What are they doing out here? Why are they here? Or him here? He's got his cronies with him. You fucking know he does. Yeah, I should save. Again, I haven't been saving very much. Might as well oversave. From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen in their caves, appeared smirking Simeon with a bunch of his cronies. Exactly. Yo and Toshka. Thought you could slip away, huh? Check out this four-eyed freak. They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. I wonder if the syringe came from them too. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery. Alyssa? The name of my companion turned into a stifled cough. pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. Did she, set us up? I wonder. I was frantically looking everywhere. I dreamt of fighting that fox amongst the trees, expecting her to come to my rescue. But only the wind replied to my pleas. Where's Alyssa? What'd you do to her? I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary. Yeah, it's kind of like going bestial a little bit. Maybe that'll be good for us. Who the fuck's Alyssa? Did you hit your head? Whatever, we'll fix you right up. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against a tree. So, feeling better now? It can't be. Did Alyssa really lure me into this trap? To these bastards? No, I can't believe this. Seems that way to me, yeah. Music class doesn't sound so bad now. Looky here, guys. He's not so brave here compared to school. Total wimp. You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Simeon was moving towards me, readying his fists. In that moment, the other delinquent in the track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. Huh? It was unexpected. Seems like Babruben wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were listening to a boy who looked like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. This guy right here. I guess he's the leader? Probably decided to have some fun at my expense first. Hey, faggot junior. Jesus Christ, draw the F slur with a junior next to it? Never heard that one before. I guess this takes place it seems like it takes place in the 90s with all these references and stuff in the VHS tape. So yeah, very liberal use of the F slur for sure. Back then. Especially by delinquent kids. Mm-hmm. Is this your Alyssa? Only then did I notice Zerka behind my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. Don't you dare do anything to the dog, I'll fucking kill you. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with its hands. Don't fucking do it, bro. Oh my. Alyssa, come here, you flea-ridden bitch. The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up, and she started carefully moving closer. Yeah, come here. I've got something for you. You motherfucker! The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when the animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew to the nearest snow pile, squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing, and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on the tree branches let out frightening caws. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Or were that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind? Ramka, it won't even be able to shit after this. Let me kick the fucking thing one more time. 2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen. What? Are you an idiot? Go and show Four Eyes his place. In a way, he'll understand. Yeah, he fucking owes you. The wimp whacked you in front of the whole class. Sure thing. Simone brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face. In a moment, I'll hit your faggot face so hard, it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all my inner strength and bravery go?
Sтой!
A wheezy whisper left my lips, and my head tilted forward, hitting Simone's fists. Red sparks flew from my eyes. Basha, give me a hand. Simone gave me a rough push towards the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat. Did you hear him whimper? Is he actually a faggot or something? I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. So much F-slur. Holy fuck, man. Gamer words. The pain was growing. My ear was hot, and pulsating pain was shooting through it, like it was cut off, and a bald nettle was soon in place. Why so silent, Antosha? Come on, tell us, are you a faggot? At this moment, I felt pure, unbridled rage, the amalgamation of my anger. Like the sprout's ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons! Did you know that my dad... Don't do that, man. Don't say your dad's gonna beat them up. Is also a fag? Simone burst out laughing. Okay, yeah, you walked right into that one, Anton. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling in me like mad dogs. He knows Aikido. Got it? He knows. My dad knows karate. He's a vet. He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed. One word from me, and he'll... Romka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me the opportunity to stand up. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face, twisted with rage? Huh, vet, you say? My dad also fought in the war. In Afghan. And yours? Yeah, mine too. Oh, really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed. He's full of shit, Romka. Sure as fuck, huh? Did you think I'm so easy to trick? I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There was a nasty smile on his face now. This didn't bode well for me. Well, you've asked for this. A teacher saved you at school, but here? You're fucked. That's right. Pray that they find your dead body come spring, huh? If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair. Hitting fatso is one thing, but fucking around with stuff like Afghan, where my dad spent time under fire, on international duty, and fucking Dash DeMargo? Give him a good pounding, Simone. The delinquent closed in on me again, and I ended up in front of Simone. Blood was pumping in my temples. Branches were swaying back and forth, as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance that I often saw in movies. What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I will remember it for the rest of my life, if I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness writhe again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack. Give me your shit, Antoshka. It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastards, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it, showing off, and put the blade to my neck. Easy, buddy. I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Ronka pulled with all his might, and my backpack ended up in his hands. Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face. He looked into my backpack. Are you hiding something from us? Some rat stole my school shoes. Oh no, those were at school. They were left on the windowsill. Yeah, I think I saw them. Let me see if it was... Oh, and what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. It's just stuff, man. So what do we have here? My texts and notebooks fell in the snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... a mask? Roma lifted it high as if showing it to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight amongst the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Who do you think? It was Alyssa. Simone laughed. It's way past New Year's, moron. Or are you really a loony? It's not mine. How come it's not? It was in your backpack. Ronka was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his face. You know what? Put it on. Why? Because I'm telling you to. You'll hop like a bunny for us. Yeah, come on. Or we'll leave you pantsless, huh? Anything but this. What if someone from our class passes by? No, I won't. Somya, put it on him. Basha returned to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisting in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run, won't get away. They're gonna catch me. And then, let me warn you, Syomya. If he won't hop, you'll take his place. Got it? This piece of shit won't? Just look at him. He's a total loony. This loony already smacked you in the face. Ronka's right. Come on, Fatso. Assert your fucking dominance. Or we'll make you hop so hard, your pig tits will fall off. He must indeed be scared of Ronka. Simone swore silently and glared at me. Bullies get bullied. That's all there's to it, whether it's at home or with other school kids and shit. Yep. Just the way it is. Here. It'll fit better this way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it closer to mine. His spit looked like a squashed spider. Rumka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Semyon was still close by, with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth. Put it on, fast, or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and his friends will be gone, forever. Tell them to fuck off. No. But I have other reasons for that as well. Like, if we were to put it on, I feel like the forest would come after us even harder. Like a bunny, we're prey. It's like a metaphor for being prey, is being a bunny. Yeah, you're constantly in fear. For some reason, Ronka's disappointment with Semyon made me feel brave. Something was wrong with their crew, some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open. I needed to get into their heads, right into their skulls, their warm brains. You know what, Semyon? My own voice, smooth and determined, was a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed, "Fuck off." It felt like the whole world was paused for a second, and then unpaused right away. Semyon's pupils widened, the mask fell out of his meaty hands. He took a while to process my words, looking stunned, as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem. But the answer he got made him mad, judging by the bulging veins in his forehead. The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. You're dead! His voice tore off icy crusts from the nearby branches. It rained down with a melodic laugh. And then I heard whispers from the treetops, from holes in the ground, from animal layers, as if Alyssa was in one of the snow piles, like a prompter in his booth, trying to get through to me. With no sign of fear, rather with a tingle of playful rage, that's how the low hum sounded to me. I stared into the clearing between the trees. An orange spot flashed there. A fox, an absolutely regular fox, stepped out of the bushes. I blinked in bewilderment. The animal fell on its tummy and was staring back at me with burning eyes. Its furry tail was sweeping snow left and right, raising the white powder. "Look at me, bitch!" I was looking past him at the fox that was smiling at me. She grinned with all her teeth while digging a hole in the snow pile, moving her paws as if dancing. Her sharp face was covered in snow. Her whiskers were trembling. The fox put her face to the ground. Shining platters of her eyes filled up with liquid silver. I returned my gaze to Simone's twisted face. He was growling something unintelligible. The fox backpedaled and disappeared into the darkness. And the forest breathed at me, whispered, "Tell the pig to shut up." I slapped my own cheek and chased away the unfamiliar voice. But the message still lingered in my subconscious. This hint was my chance. I stared intensely at Simone's nose. He was almost oinking from anger. I directed my words at him. "Shut up, pig!" Simone looked paralyzed, as if the medium, Alan Kruckman, hypnotized him, stripping him of his will. It felt like I pulled a card from some greasy deck and it turned out to be a trump. My brain was at its limit. Paulina's words about Simeon getting worse since he moved here flashed in front of my eyes, like subtitles in a movie. All the pieces fell into place. My joker went flying into his pimply face. I was speaking slow on purpose, dragging out every syllable. I suspect that you had a reason to transfer to another school. You fled, right? Fled like a rat. Because kids can be cruel with those who are different, who's fatter or weaker than them. So you decide to bully others, just like they bullied you. I saw Simeon's Adam apple twitch, like it was a pump-action rifle getting reloaded. You're trying to get payback for the old wounds. You want to pretend that you're different now. But you know what? Nothing changes at the snap of a finger. Should I tell you who you were? The forest held its breath, listening in fascination. Should I tell you who you still are? Guys? Basha was about to come to his friend's aid, but Romka stopped him, whipping out his controlling look. Basha turned around and put his hands in his pockets. Go on, Toa. Romka's words ricocheted from the rough trunks. Should I tell you who you will always be? Simeon looked around helplessly. Your second name? The true name your classmates gave you? Why do you? Romka and Basha looked at Simeon like he was their prey now. I even thought I saw them lick their parched lips. The wind was also full of anticipation, dragging my scattered textbooks around the road. A pig! My thunderous scream echoed through the forest. Trees and ravines enjoyed it. I feel like this is a bad route. I feel like I'm mean now. I don't like this either. Oh, we should have went to music class. The echo repeated it over and over again, doubling, even tripling it. Romka grinned with all his teeth. Simeon's hands fell to his sides. He was on the brink of crying. I used this to my advantage. I threw the strongest punch I could muster. We were victorious in the fight. It was much stronger than the one in school. I ran my fist into his scarred face and it produced a cracking sound. His pimply cheek danced like jelly under my fist. Simeon let out a sigh and plopped onto the icy ground. He was touching a place where I'd hit him, still oblivious to what just happened and how it came to this. After looking at him for a while, I realized I was smiling. Fatso returned to his senses and threw himself at me, his face twisted in anger. But I dodged his charge quite easily after the great practice I had playing with Alyssa. He fell into the snow and landed right in a pile of dog shit. This made him squeal in agony. Ugh, I feel bad for him. Attaboy, Toya. I thought you were a wimp, but you given the fatso a good whooping. Simeon started sobbing after he realized the dreariness of his situation. Fuck! What will I say to Grandma? She'll kill me when she sees this. What are you whining about? Get your head out of your ass. Simeon's futile attempt at cleaning his coat caused a fit of giddiness from Basha. I also smiled, angrily twisting my lips. Lucky fucker, huh? Hey, get up and hop like a bunny. Just stay away from us, you stink of shit. Ew. Ew. Fuck you guys. His eyes, red from tears, stopped on me. I didn't even have time to erase the smile from my face when Simeon lunged at me like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisted fingers and gnarled fingernails. I threw a kick towards the layer of fat under the coat. At the same moment, the world became fuzzy, the black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred. How do you like that, bitch? He threw up a hand holding my glasses victoriously, but his triumph was short-lived. Two blurry silhouettes rushed forward, Simeon's former friends. I heard the familiar sound of someone being slapped around. This is against the rules, asswipe. Give back the oculars now. Fight like a fucking man, huh? Judging from Simeon sighing and grumbling, he didn't agree with his friend's terms. What the fuck? Ow! Ow! Oh! Betray me for this piece of shit? Ow! Oh! Fuck you! Are we even friends anymore? Does he actually oink? Oink? Why would Simeon oink? A huge figure tumbled in the snow, barely managed to break out from the rain of punches, and ran for the hills, dissolving into the twilight. We'll get you at school tomorrow, Porky. Yeah, that's right. You'll answer for this, huh? I'll cut your throat. You hear me? Rumka and Basha started throwing pieces of ice at the fleeing Simeon, but then switched to hurling mockeries. Porky! The snow rustled. The two boys, clearly out of breath, approached me. I was finally able to make out their faces clearly. My glasses. Rumka cursed under his breath. The fucker got him. At least we whipped his ass real good, huh? He'll come to school with a shiner this big. Basha left out a throaty laugh. Hyenas in the Lion King would envy a laugh like that. Oh boy. Can you see without your glasses, Toa? Yeah, a little bit. A hand holding a red rectangle protruded from the mist. Ronka was offering me a cigarette. It's my treat. I squinted, trying to make out what brand, even though I didn't know anything about cigarettes. I haven't tried smoking yet, and I didn't really want to start. I wonder if they'll keep hanging out with me, if I won't adapt to their habits. After a moment of hesitation, I shook my head. Into sports, huh? Are you blind or something? Did you see how he thrashed Simeon? Real deal. Mortal fucking combat. Toa here is a real Rocky Balboa. More like an Ivan Drago. We'll split this one. Give me a light. Ramka pulled out the cigarette with his lips, and Basha scrambled to find a lighter inside of his pockets. So Toa, back to what I was saying. Don't be mad, bro. We're just testing you. I mean your glasses and this mask. Basha lit a giant, I think that's a cigarette brand, I can't even say it, and Romka smacked his lips, taking a long puff off of his cigarette. I'm Romka, by the way. He squeezed my hand so hard that my fingers hurt. His palms, full of dry, torn bristles, implied that he wasn't wearing a tracksuit for nothing. And this is Basha. Don't worry, we'll have a talk with Porky. He let out a cloud of smoke in my face, which instantly made me cough. Yeah. I'll go gather my stuff. It's getting dark. I bowed to pick up my now empty backpack and look for its contents, hoping that my new buddies will disappear when I turn around. But they just stood there, passing a cigarette back and forth. Two small silhouettes with a small light wandering between them, with the pine trunks as a backdrop. They were waiting for me to finish picking up my textbooks while whispering something to each other. Ramka was the one talking most of the time, though Basha was constantly sniffing with his runny nose and mumbling in agreement. At that moment, I saw the old battered bunny mask made of paper mache amongst the snow, covered in notebooks. Its empty eye sockets could be filled with anything, with any eyes, but this mask looked like it only wanted mine. Where did it come from, and why was it in my backpack? I picked it up with the utmost care, as if it could bite off my finger at any moment. It was just like a carnival mask, with frozen spit on the inside. Still, something felt wrong about it. Something was writhing inside of it, underneath the layers of old newspaper. I could hear 1,000 tiny bodies rustling in the trembling fur. Something was trying to chew its way out. Maggots.
Готов, Тоха?
Yeah, I'm ready. Ramka's voice pulled me out of my nightmarish delusion, and I threw the mask away in horror. Somewhere, I won't be able to see it anymore. My innards were twisted from disgust, but I stood up, trying not to show it. Whether those maggots were real or just one of my delusions, I didn't care. All of this was too much for a single day. I wanted to get home as soon as possible. All right, guys, I gotta go. See ya. I held out my hand towards the two silhouettes to say goodbye. A couple of dark, thin lines trembled in front of me. They stood without moving, as if studying me. Hey, decided to buddy up with the cedar? We're over here. I realized that Ronka's voice was coming from behind and turned around, embarrassed. Trees make for shit buddies. Relax, we'll escort you home. You're as blind as a newborn kitten. Without us, you'll end up dead around here. A cigarette butt hit against the stump with a flurry of sparks and started sizzling in the snow near my feet. The boys let out a strained laugh and took me by the arms. When we were leaving the clearing, I turned around in hopes of seeing Alyssa, or at least some orange dot. What if? But I only saw a rumbling tractor that was creeping out from the corner. Huh, they're so weird that they have this weird moral code. Oh, it's that guy again. A silhouette appeared on the side of the road out of the fog. We made a space to let that person through. Because of my blurry vision and the twilight semi-dark, it felt like it was a ghost floating towards us. When the silhouette got close, I was able to make out the features of an adult man. I recognized his dumpy outline. He was smoking near the school this morning. The man gifted us with a busy stare of his cold eyes and moved forward, disappearing into the darkness. What a huge hair lip. I was afraid that the unknown man will hear this offensive rhyme, but he was already too far away. We continued our journey. We were going alongside a still fire road in silence. The silence felt oppressive, coupled with the lack of vision, so I spoke. Why do they call you Basha?
Huh?
The Buryat kid just smirked in reply. 'Cause I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing, huh? Bullshit. Fucking around is what he does best. He's got his nickname because he bleats like a sheep. It started after he returned alive from the black garage. Basha's face contorted at those words. I could see it even through the veil of blindness. He swayed and started mumbling something unintelligible. See? Happens every time someone brings it up. What are you talking about? Did you really not hear that horror story? On one pitch black street. We will leave it there. On one pitch black street. Let's save. I don't know if I'm happy with this. I still might go back and just watch music class and wait for Paulina and just have a pleasant stroll home instead of getting in a fist fight and watching Simone fall into shit. I mean, it's kind of funny in a way, but not at all in another way. And now we're friends with like the worst people, but they have a code of honor and ethics, which is really weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. All right, we'll leave it there though. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Lone, and this has been Tiny Bunny.